All right, today we are replacing a fuel pump. We're going to start by removing the rear seat. You just pop it straight up, pull it out. Nothing fancy here, no tools needed. The reason why we're replacing the fuel pump today is because they complain of a gas smell when they fill the tank up. This is pretty common with the BMWs. It's very rare for the seal to leak. Most of the time it's the housing that cracks on these models. They're made of plastic. So I'm just rolling all this back right now, the insulator. These are 10 millimeter bolts that you're going to remove to gain access to the fuel pump area here. And then I'll show you what's going on. Now go ahead and remove your two connectors. You just squeeze the tabs and pull them straight up. And I'm going to show you here exactly what's going on. If you notice, it's kind of dark in this like back area of the pump. That's where it has leaked before, previously. Here's a couple of pictures that I took of a close-up of when I first saw the leak. So this one's from afar, and you can see how it's wet. This is right after a fill-up. And then right here is the crack. That's all it takes. So that's the only reason we're replacing this pump. So go ahead and disconnect your fuel line. And then this other line here, I'm going to tell you, it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's your vapor line. It's just hard because it doesn't give you enough space to actually move around in. So it's just kind of take your time, work at it. Once you get it to lift up a little bit, like I'll show you here, you can just pry it up with a screwdriver. Just like that. Yeah, once you have the tabs, it'll lift up a little bit, just enough you can get the screwdriver in there, and you'll feel it lift up. And there's not much play, as you can see. It's pretty tight. Now go ahead and get your ring removal tool and turn this ring to the left. There's actually a specific one that's sold for BMW, but this is a universal one. It works just fine. It's on there a little tight. Hey, once you break it loose, it should not be a problem. And then you can go ahead and thread it loose by hand and take this ring out. And you'll see how this vapor hose gets in the way. Like even taking it out is kind of tricky because it just rubs just right against it. Now disconnect the fuel line from the bottom. And this has got a little special clip on there. If you break this clip, they are available. You can find them from Dorman Products, sells them. So you can find it at most auto parts stores and online. I believe even Amazon has these clips. I was able to get it out after a little fighting, and I was able to reuse it. I figured out here you have to take the clip out all the way. It's just much easier. And that will disconnect that hose. Now, it's best just to separate the two halves here on this sending unit. So there'll be some electrical connectors on the bottom here. Unplug those and then go ahead and cut the tether. It's a plastic tether. Just cut it right off, and that will give you a clear access to the actual pump, and then you can disconnect that line. Now this line here is another one. I think it was even worse than the vapor line on top. This one here really gave me a fight for the money. And what you want to do is you're squeezing this tab and you're trying to pull it up at the same time. So I have a hook here that I made out of welding rod wire. It's real thick, and I just kind of fight with it. That's all I can tell you. It's not a fun hose to disconnect. I've seen it where some people break the nipple off and then they can go ahead and take the other end of it off the hose. But I was just patient here, as you see, and I just kept fighting it, and eventually I was able to get it loose. Now grab a small container, because when you lift the lower fuel pump housing, there's going to be fuel trapped inside it. You could always pour it back in the tank if you want, but I just lift the whole thing out. And here again, when you are pulling this out, there's going to be two other hoses that are clipped on there. They're like return hoses. You're going to unclip them off of a black housing. You'll see they only go on one way. It's just pushed on there. So I'm lifting those out. And there's the assembly. And it'll have your level sensor and all that other stuff on there. Now get a new seal for the gas tank here. You don't have to replace the seal if yours is in good shape. It's a good idea to do it. It's very rare for these seals to leak. So if you can't find one of these, you can just go ahead and reuse it if yours is in good shape. But if it comes in a kit, by all means, use it. It's good insurance. Now it's just a matter of reinstalling it here. Make sure your sending unit is in the correct position inside the housing. And again, I'm going to separate the two like this. And just let that bottom piece drop in there. It's tethered, so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. And then at this point, go ahead and reconnect your fuel hose. And it's just should pop right into place. And then the other two hoses, the return lines, they're going to clip on the brackets on each side of it. Just push those into place. And go ahead and put everything back. Once you feel the two guides go into place, go ahead and hook up your line. And this is that clip I told you about. One side is going to be beveled. Bevel side goes to the pump. Or actually to the top. Bevel side up. You want to be able to slide over the tube is the reason for that. And it'll just clip into place. And then just go ahead and get it into position. And it'll have a tab that I just pointed to right there. And that's the only place it goes. It won't fit any other way. At least not that I'm aware of. And go ahead and get that vapor hose again. That's a pain in the butt. Get it into position and get your ring and finagle that thing back on there. Just like that. Keep pushing down on the pump, make sure it doesn't lift up. And then it's just going to screw to the right-handed thread. Just like that. Finally, like I said, the hardest part is those damn connectors for the hoses. They're just really a big pain. And go ahead and tighten the locking ring and you are good to go. It's just a matter of hooking up your vapor hose and fuel line. They just pop right on. And your two electrical connectors. And you are finished. Then of course, go ahead and start, once you do this, go ahead and start the vehicle, make sure nothing's leaking. And once you're happy with your work, just go ahead and reinstall the seat and you should be good to go. All right, everyone, that's it for this video. Good luck.